And we are live. Hello, guys, and welcome to our special episode where we're going to talk about the worst of the worst film awards, the Golden Raspberry Awards. And joining me is Mr. Cody House. Hello, Cody.
Hey, Robbie, thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining at the last second. I wanted to talk about the Razzies. I normally do before I talk about the Oscars, so I wanted to talk about this because we do have one interesting thing about this year. Bruce Willis has his own category.
Yeah, I guess he does so many of these direct red box or streaming on demand movies, these low budget action movies that he gets paid like bukus of money to like helicopter in from to Italy or Greece or wherever they're filming these things for a day, that he gets his own category. I didn't even know he did that many movies this year.
Yeah, it's a running joke on the show about how many movies Bruce Willis does a year, and I always question, is he skint or something doing all these movies?
Oh, poor Bruce. Oh well, he's making bukus of money, so I
Yeah, I
guess
just
it does.
want to know what happened to the days he was making films like Die Hard and Pulp Fiction, which are classics.
I don't know. I know that like his on-set behavior is not that can be problematic,
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
and I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't care anymore. Because I mean, what was the last truly good performance from Bruce Willis? Looper and Moonrise King.
Moonrise Kingdom. I've not seen Motherless Brooklyn, but I would like to for Edward Norton. But I've heard only he's in that movie for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I heard he's okay, and I mean, he wasn't that great in Glass, sadly. Like, even
No, I
though,
know. I think Glass was the end of his mainstream career.
yeah, I think so. And I mean, he gets overshadowed by McAvoy and Samuel L. Jackson,
Yes.
who are actually giving performances.
Yeah, but nobody can top McAvoy in that trilogy.
That's true. It's kind of hard to even be up to that level because of just the level of performance he's giving. Sarah Paulson, I thought, did a very good job for her role too.
Oh, she's normally good. She's normally good. You ready to hear the nominees for worst picture?
Yeah, let's hear them. What is the worst movie of 2021?
We have Diana the Musical, Infinite, Karen, Space Jam: A New Legacy, and Woman in the Window. And
Okay,
out of all these five, I'm gonna have to pick Space Jam: New Legacy. I've only seen that and Woman in the Window, and Woman in the Window was a much better movie than Space Jam: A New Legacy.
I mean, only by a hair. They're both just dramatically boring films, but I'm gonna go with you on Space Jam: A New Legacy. I
I
don't
like
even know what.
Woman in the Window for the mystery aspect, but it does kind of feel like a new remake of Rear Window.
I mean, I guess it's just so aggressively boring. And how's it boring with all that talent behind it?
What Joe Wright, Bruno Danabonnel, Danny Elfman, and obviously
And
Amy Adams, Gary Oldman, White Russell in the cast.
yeah, like like this should play over like gangbusters, and it doesn't. And I've heard of Karen, and I've heard of Infinite, which I didn't watch, but I hear was really bad. And I don't even know what Diana the musical is. I'm assuming it's about Princess Diana.
And I'd rather watch the Spencer films. I've heard that's actually decent.
Yeah, that is a decent. It's a very well shot movie with a very good performance.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Would you like to read out the nominees for worst director?
Sure, let me just pull that up.
I got the Wikipedia page right in front of me.
Okay, we got Christopher Ashley for Diana the Musical, Stephen Chopsky for Dear Evan Hansen, Coke Daniels for Karen, Rennie Harlan, The Misfits. Oh, Rennie Harlan's still out there making movies,
Yeah,
and Joe Wright for The Woman in the Window. I've only seen The Woman in the Window. So I guess I got to go with Poor Joe Wright because I haven't seen any of these other movies, and two of them I haven't heard of.
Yeah, well, obviously you've seen Darkest Hour, right?
Yeah, he's a good
Yeah,
director.
So Joe Wright's not a bad director. He just made a bad movie. No, but this Steven Chbosky guy, I found that he made one of my favorite coming of age movies, Perks of Being a Wallflower. And if
Yeah,
he can just sink down to making whatever Dear Evan Hansen is, I'm going to give it to him.
that makes sense. I mean, he also did Wonder,
I would like to see that.
what is that? Jacob Tremblay movie? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really good. So he's a good director too. And I believe he was a writer before he was a director. So
Yeah.
that makes sense because I haven't seen Dear Evan Hansen, but if it's as bad as I hear it is, yeah, that makes, yeah. They're both good directors who made bad movies this year.
Yeah, literally. You told me to read out worst actor.
All right.
We have Scott Eastwood for Dangerous. Don't know what the hell that is. Rome,
Nope.
Rohart Trump for Diana the Musical. LeBron James for Space Jam. Come on, guys. He's not even an actor. Ben Platt for Dear Evan Hansen and Mark Wahlberg for Infinite. And I'm going to give this one to Mark Wahlberg because I feel like he's going to end up like Bruce Willis doing these terrible movies and 5 a year.
I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna go with you on that because he is in a lot of things that aren't very good. I'm not a big Mark Wahlberg fan. I think he gets hugely miscast in a lot of roles. I think
Apart
he's
from The Departed because he's actually from Boston.
well, yeah. I mean, if you want him to play a blue collar dude or a cop or just a Boston guy, yeah, he can play that. But like, don't cast him as an astronaut. Don't cast him as a science teacher or a scientist or a Texan or all these things that he gets miscast in. Like, no, that's not his wheelhouse. And I'm with you. It's kind of unfair to put LeBron James in here because one, he's not an actor, and two, he's playing himself. He's just in a bad movie.
And I actually think he did a lot better than Michael Jordan did, to be fair.
There you go. Well,
Like,
he's hilarious
LeBron's not wooden like Michael Jordan is.
There you go. There's one thing he's better at than Michael Jordan is acting.
Yeah.
He was hilarious in Trainwreck.
Yes, I like that movie. Right, you ready to read out these lovely ladies that unfortunately became worse actress?
Yeah. So we have Amy Adams for The Woman in the Window, Janae DeWall for Diana the Musical, Megan Fox in Midnight in the Switchgrass. I don't know what that is. Taryn Manning for Karen and Ruby Rose. Also don't know what this is. Vanquish. I don't know. I've seen the trailer for Karen, so I'm gonna say Taryn Manning for Karen because that just looks ridiculously bad.
Yeah. See,
And
sorry, you go first.
I haven't seen or heard of Midnight in the Switchgrass, so I'm not gonna pick on Megan Fox.
It's one of the Bruce Willis nominees.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like people are like to pick on her anyways in general, so
yeah,
I think and unfairly.
I'm gonna pick Ruby Rose on this one because she's not really that good of an actress, and I've heard about her on-set behavior, and I feel this is probably why she's in this category.
Probably so. Is that a Bruce Willis one too? Vanquish?
No, it's Morgan Freeman. Why is he doing these bad movies?
Paycheck.
He doesn't need to. He's Morgan Freeman. He can get anything he wants.
There's just something about that older generation of actors like Michael Caine. he shows up in bad things and he's like, well, I got paid for it.
Yeah, but he's retired now, so he's made his money.
There you go. He doesn't have to buy anything anymore.
Right, you ready for worst supporting actor?
All right, let's do it.
I can't believe this poor bloke is in here, but we have Ben Affleck for Last Duel. Here's where it starts getting more to normal. Nick Cannon for The Misfits, Mel Gibson for Dangerous, Gareth Keegan, whoever the hell he is, for Diana the Musical, and Jared Leto for House of Gucci. I'm going to give this one to Nick Cannon because I see him more as a presenter than an actor. So, and I don't know why, but I can just picture he's probably not a good actor in this film, so I'm going to pick Nick Cannon.
Okay, I've only seen The Last Duel, and I don't know why Ben Affleck is in here because I think it's actually a pretty good performance from him.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I haven't seen any of the other movies, so I'm gonna go Jared Leto for House of Gucci because I hear his accent is ridiculous.
He's got the look, he just doesn't have the voice. He goes a bit too over the top with the Italian accent.
And I kind of don't like his on-screen antics or behind-the-screen antics he does to his cast members.
Quite like buying them weird presents.
Mm-hmm. Did you know when he did The Little Things, they asked Denzel if he did any kind of weird or obscure stuff, and Denzel said, I had no problems with him. If he had tried any of that, we would have had some words. I don't know what that meant.
Yeah, well, if Denzel can get on with him, I'm sure he's not I don't think he's a bad person anyway, Jared Leto. You ready to read out worst supporting actress?
Okay. We have... Where is that? Here it is. Amy Adams again for Dear Evan Hansen. Sophie Cookson for Infinite. Aaron Davis in Diana the Musical. Judy Kaye also for Diana the Musical. Taryn Manning again for every last one of them.
I've not seen any of these.
Yeah, me either. I don't know.
I'm just going to flip a coin on it and say Amy Adams.
Sure, why not? Though I've heard some people joke that because I guess Ben Platt is too old to play the part now, that he looks old enough now to be Amy Adams' love interest instead of a child in the movie.
Yeah, I can see that right now. A worst screen combo is weird this year. We have any klutzy cast member or any lamed, lyricized or choreographed musical number for Diana the Musical. LeBron James and any Warner Brothers character he dribbles on with a Space Jam. Jared Leto and his geeky clothes or ridiculous accent in House of Gucci. Ben Platt and anybody else singing 24/7 for Dear Evan Hansen. And Tom and Jerry for Tom and Jerry.
I mean, this sounds like they are personally just ripping on whoever they don't like or what movies they didn't like.
Yeah, and then on that note, I'm going to have to give it to LeBron James and any character in Space Jam.
I mean, at least that is at least a duo because the rest of these are just silly.
Insults, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless you want to call Tom and Jerry, they're also a duo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to read that worst prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel?
Yeah, so we have Karen, which somehow they're saying is inadvertently a remake of Cruella. Space Jam, A New Legacy. Tom and Jerry. Twist, a rap remake of Oliver's Twist, and they're saying that the woman in the window is a ripoff of Rear Window, which does have a similar plot. I'm gonna go with Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Fair enough. I'm going to go with Twist because I do like the story of Oliver Twist, and I do not intend to see this version because I don't really see how they could make a Charles Dickens story work in modern day. It'd be hard to make a Christmas Carol or David Copperfield in modern day too. I'm not just targeting Oliver Twist. I think it's hard when obviously it's so detailed to be in the times that he lived in, and to put in modern day, you're just thinking, how do you put this story to words?
That's true because so much of his material is of that era of the class issues going on in England at that time.
Exactly. It doesn't work. You can do it with Sherlock because obviously they do it well with the BBC one. It's just I don't know how they can do it with Oliver Twist.
Right.
Yeah. Right, so worst screenplay is we have Diana the Musical, Karen the Misfits, Twist, and Woman in the Window. And I'm going to go with Twist again.
I don't know what half of these are, so I think I'll go with the Woman in the Window just because it's boring.
Yeah, the first half an hour is dreadfully slow. Yeah. So do you want to read out Bruce Willis's worst performances in the 2021 movie?
I mean, let me see. Because, yeah, that's a special category, right?
How come Adam Driver doesn't have his, or Timothy Chalamet have his for good performances?
That's true. Why? Or Andrew Garfield.
Or Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. Why? Let's celebrate like good performances from actors
who played like multiple roles in the year.
Yeah. Why is it not giving me the Bruce Willis categories? Oh, here we are. So the choices are for Bruce Willis in American Siege, Apex, Cosmic Sin, Deadlock, Fortress, Midnight in the Switchgrass, Out of Death, or Survive the Game. Wow, he did that many movies this year?
Yep. Weekly, they are.
Is that 9 movies?
Yeah, he brings out like one movie a month or something.
You know what? We almost had to review it on the Pons Press, so I'm going to go with Cosmic Sin, and I'm going to be thankful I did.
That's what I was going to go with, because I've heard some terrible reviews about it, and it sounds like it's the worst out of these films. So yeah, Cosmic Sin.
Wow. Poor Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to him.
He technically has 8 nominations.
Wow. He gets his own category. I'm sure he doesn't care, though.
Yes. And hopefully we'll have you returning on Saturday or Sunday when we do the Oscar picks.
Great. I'd love to talk about him. Some wild, a few surprises, a few snubs, as always. So it'll be interesting.
I'm just trying to work out why Peter Dinklage isn't nominated.
I'm gonna say because the film keeps getting pushed back, it hasn't gotten a wide release yet, and I think a lot of people haven't seen it yet, even Academy members, because
I haven't. It's not coming out till the end of the month for us.
Yeah, here too. It's not. It only came out like in a short window for awards contention, but I think because not enough people were like, "Oh, Cyrano, you got to see Cyrano." I think people just didn't go see it, so that's why he's being left
I'm assuming it's better than Woman in the Window anyway.
That's what Justin says. I'm assuming it is. Most of the word on the street is it is.
Yeah.
But Joe Wright tends to do pretty good with the period pieces.
Yeah, he does. He does. I'm gonna check out all the rest of his movies. I've not seen to do a Joe Wright list one day.
Yeah, I need to see more of his movies. I've only seen a couple.
Oh, when I googled it, he's not related to Edgar Wright.
No relation, though they are both British.
Yeah, that's why I kind of thought they were cousins or something.
I think I've only seen Darkest Hour and Atonement.
I want to see Atonement.
Because I haven't seen Pride and the Prejudice.
I've heard it's not as good as the British version they did in the 90s.
Yeah, a lot of Jane Austen fans I know would say that's the better version.
Yeah. I'd like to see Hannah because it looks actiony.
Oh, yeah, I've seen Hannah. Yeah. I sadly have seen Pan.
Was it terrible?
It's pretty bad. And The Soloist isn't too bad. That's a pretty decent movie.
Have you seen more movies than you thought you have?
I guess so. I'd seen more Joe Wright movies than I thought I had, but I haven't seen Pride and Prejudice or Anna Karenina. But yeah, Hannah's really good. I think they did a television version of it.
Yeah, they did with Samantha Morton's daughter. Samantha Morton from Minority Report, the old woman.
I know who Samantha Morton is.
Yeah. I don't know whether many Americans know who she is.
Well, they probably don't. She's not a big name. That's probably the biggest thing they know her from. She was supposed to be the voice in Her, but they recast the role.
Ooh. I like that movie.
Me too. I love that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for joining me today as we talk about the Razzies. And thank you guys for watching if you are watching this live or watching this later. And join us when we return with Justin to talk about the Oscars.
Yeah, it'll be a much more fun discussion because one, we've heard at least of the movies, even if we haven't seen them all. And it's just something more to celebrate and talk about, even if we don't always agree with the Academy or that they get it wrong.
Exactly.
80% of the time.
Yeah, I think the last Best Picture winner I liked was Parasite.
Oh, well, I agreed with him on that one.
Phenomenal movie. All right. Anyway, got to shoot now. Take care, Cody.
You too. Thanks for having me.
It's all right. Thank you for coming on. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye, Cody.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye-bye.